Hashtag We Are Movie Club.
I don't like vampires, and this is a review for We Are Movie Club.
So, what are we watching?
The film today is the 2012 film The Expatriate, but I think in America this came out as Erased.
And who's in this film?
The main three roles are taken up by Aaron Eckhart, who was in some of the Batman films, and the two female roles are played by Liana Liberato and Olga Kurilenko.
And what happens in this film?
The film is set in Belgium, where Ben, the ex-CIA, now turned good person, is working for a security company in Antwerp. But one day, after he discovers something he really shouldn't discover, the company disappears. It's cleaned out, the offices are gone, and all traces of him working for this company, having anything to do. In fact, the company itself, everything is just erased from history, and he is literally left with nothing, except that he is now on the run from people trying to kill him. So the film progresses where he discovers incriminating evidence against this company and some illegal arms weapons trade towards Africa, and it's him on the run while then towards the end of the film trying to recover his daughter, who has inadvertently come on the run with him, and there's a hostage situation, there's explosions, there's people dying, and it's your typical political thriller film, really.
What do we see?
Aesthetically, this film, it doesn't break any boundaries. It's what you'd expect for the traditional European city that I personally know Antwerp to be, and Brussels is kind of a more modern equivalent. So visually they've got the cities down, and it doesn't feel like it's out of place. That's all I can really say about aesthetics, really. It looks relatively accurate, but there's no massive special effects or anything too groundbreaking.
And what are the characters like?
The characters frustrate me because there could have been a lot more depth, especially with Anna's character. She comes in, she's in right at the beginning of the film, then takes quite a big role towards the end of the film and then is killed off, spoiler. But you don't really know anything about her. She's supposed to be one of the main characters, and she's supposed to have some kind of hand in all of this illegal stuff, but you never really find out that much about her, and I think that's a bit of a wasted opportunity. You could have had her tied in a lot more. Again, the same with Ben. You don't really get too much in the way of depth towards his history. We know he's ex-CIA, but that's about it. We don't know the relationships with him and other people. We don't know the relationship between him and Amy's mother. We don't get any much of this, and I think the film could have benefited had there been that extra level of depth, rather than having lots of little bit part characters that get killed off within 5 minutes anyway.
Anything else?
Overall, this is your typical political thriller. It's nothing special. So there's not really much anything else to add. I did like the sort of little spy elements, but the whole going here to hide out, doing little tricks to avoid the cameras, and piecing everything together. I'm a big fan of this sort of more logical thrillers, if that makes sense, rather than just going bang, bang, bang. I do appreciate a film that has connections and links and delving into information, so I think that it works, but it could have been better.
So, should I watch this?
Should you watch this? Yes, because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. I can think of a lot better films. The Bourne series, for example, I would certainly watch that over this. But if you're looking for something that's a bit different, maybe you've seen Bourne and you want something else, but you don't quite want Bond, then I would say this is a happy medium. So yeah, it's worth your time. So thank you for watching this review. This was my pick for We Are Movie Club. It's a film I hadn't seen before, but it's my kind of film, so I had a feeling that I'd enjoy it, and I did, but it left a lot to be desired. I can see why it's a very middle-of-the-road film as far as ratings go, and where the criticisms come in, I think, to be honest, I probably agree with. Next week for We Are Movie Club, it's Camerai. Can you guess what he's picking? Yes, we're going to the 4th season of Red vs. Blue, aren't we? So, it's getting better, but we'll see. So if you want to take part, then for this film, for Red vs Blue, for anything this group has ever done, because we're now into, I think it's the 31st or 32nd week, there's definitely a lot been happening. So if you want to take part, by all means do. All you have to do is just go to the channel, find out what the pick of the week is, film a review after you've watched it, put the hashtag #WeAreMovieClub in there, we can find it and we can see what you're up to. That's all I've really got, so thank you for watching, I'll see you all very soon.